Thanks for joining us for a look at the millage rate simplified. Before we talk about the definition of the millage rate, let's talk about why we even have to have one in the first place. In short, we have a millage rate because the state of Georgia says so. The state requires all local governments like counties, cities, and school boards to adopt a millage rate to pay for budgeted expenses like road maintenance, paying teacher salaries, emergency services, and more. So now that we know why we have a millage rate, let's talk about what it is. A millage rate, as defined by the dictionary, is a rate expressed in mills per dollar, a Latin word that basically means the thousandth part. Here's what it really means to us. It's the tax rate used to calculate local property taxes, and it represents the amount a homeowner has to pay for every $1,000 of a property's assessed value. Here's another way to think about a mill. A mill equals 1/10 of 1%. Here's an easy example. If your home's property value is $1,000, then 1 mill would equal $1. Before we get to an actual property tax calculation example, I need to tell you that in the state of Georgia, we use two different values to help determine a mill. One is the market value and the other is the assessed value. Here's the difference. Market value is the current estimated amount that property can be bought or sold. Assessed value is 40% of market value and is used as the basis for calculating the property tax levy in Georgia. So, if the market value of a parcel of real property is $150,000, then its corresponding assessed value is $60,000. Likewise, if the assessed value of a second parcel is $50,000, then its market value is $125,000. Now let's look at the calculation of property tax for a single parcel of real property. If the market value of that single parcel of real property is $150,000, that makes the assessed value $60,000 or 40% of market value, with a mill rate of 8 mills or 0.008. That puts the annual property tax levy for that single parcel of real property at $480. So, how is the millage rate determined? Each local authority, like the county commissioners and the school board, comes up with its own budget while at the same time the tax assessors are valuing all real property in the county. Each of the governing authorities considers the amount of money they need to raise to fund the budget through property tax revenue, considers the property tax value or the overall digest value in the county, and then they determine the rate at which they must tax the real property value or the millage rate. And every governing authority decides their own millage rate, which can be seen on your tax bill. Now that we know how the millage rate affects property taxes, how does Dade County compare? On a national level, taxrates.org says that Dade County has one of the lowest median property tax rates in the country. And in an article from smartassets.com, Dade County was cited as having the 5th lowest property tax in the entire state of Georgia. What is a millage rate rollback? When the total digest of taxable property is prepared, Georgia law requires that a rollback millage rate must be computed that will produce the same total revenue on the current year's new digest that last year's millage rate would have produced had no reassessments occurred. Here's an example. If we have a property value of $100,000 with a millage rate of 5, the total tax revenue is $500. If that property appreciates to $125,000, in order to keep the same total tax revenue, the millage rate would have to be rolled back or decreased to 4 mills. So, even if the millage rate is kept the same, it still results in additional property taxes collected, which is why by Georgia state law, we have to advertise a tax increase. You have a chance to weigh in on the Commission's pending decision regarding the millage rate. simply attend one of the upcoming public hearings on July 21st at 11 o'clock a.m. or at 6 o'clock p.m. on July 21st or July 28th. If you have questions about the millage rate, please call us at 706-657-4625 or email us at info@dadecounty-ga.gov. Thank you for watching this presentation of the Millage Rate Simplified.